Hello, hi, namaskar, Jai Jagannath. I hope all are doing well. I'm Rajesh. Welcome to my channel VISIONARYRAJESH. Today this is a great topic and this is a hot topic, and this topic you can see on this page, okay, interface. The रेलवे की प्राइवेटेशन के लेकर रेलवे कर्मी खिलाफ क्यों है, जानिए असली वजह. ओके, सो व्हाट इज द रीजन इफ द रेलवे विल बी गो इन द प्राइवेटेशन, इफ द गवर्नमेंट decided to make it privatization, so whether it's a very right decision for the government, is there any benefit to make the railway department to be privatization? So we will discuss briefly. We will also discuss very the critical analysis we will also focus. Okay, so stay up to the video end so that you will never miss all the information, and it will really help you for your state PCS, UPSC and other government like other competitive exam in your writing practices, in essay writing. Okay, it will definitely help you for your writing. So please stay up to the video end, and at the end of the video, if you really think this video will really help you, please like, share and comment, and give your suggestion and give your ideas, recommendation, so that we also come to know what's your idea, what your present of view, what you want to convey to the government. Okay, the topic is the project of privatization of the trains should not result in the common man being deprived of the train's facilities. It should be judged slowly on its profit generating capability. Means it says like if the government is deciding to make the private of the trains, okay, but it should not be means hamper to the common people, to the deprived people. Okay, it can be privatized, but it should not be hamper to the common people who are not unable to pay. And this is the biggest it's the lifeline of every Indian society, the railway system. You know, the 14 lakhs employees are working. Okay, and I will discuss so many points, so please make it down, note down. Okay, it will really help you for your competitive exams. For the thing actually, if the government is deciding to make it private, okay, the private always working for the profit oriented, and the government, if I talk about the railway department, okay, the railway department, the revenue is as per the 2018 and 19 report, 1,97,214 crores already revenue. Okay, got. The revenue will be expenditure for the public welfare. Okay, and as per the report of 2018-19, 12.3 lakhs employment are generated by the railway department or the railway board. Okay, and railway board, do you know means from where it's already working since 1845. Okay, railway board already have been working. And the topic is as it should be not be hamper to the common people. Why the railway employee, okay, they are in the strike. Okay, the railway should not be on the private, it should be the public welfare, because the government should not focus on always instead of not the profit oriented. It should be the to serve the people, to the deprived people who are not unable to pay in the buses like the other luxury transport system. The railway is the very cheapest as per the pocket budget. Okay, as a concern, the private is always the profit oriented advertisement, like the government is deciding to make it a private. It's already two projects already on running by the private. One is Delhi to Lucknow, one is Tejas Express, you know, and second one is also going, like the two project also already in the private is in hand. Okay, and if it will be under the private, okay, what will be the benefit, what will be the consequence, and what will be the pros and cons, I will discuss all the points. You can synchronize all the points. Okay, you can make it an essay. Okay, the private is always in the profit oriented, and if the private will hand over the railway department, then will be the fare of the railway will be increased. Okay, it's not as per the what the demand, what the people's pocket, it will as per their wish. Okay, as is the profit oriented private always working. And even if who will work actually lifeline, because railway department is a lifeline. Okay, and it's always concern for the social welfare, and it's a very low cost and cheapable price. But if it will happen with the private sector, if they will not look for this concern like the social welfare, the low cost, the affordability or the lifeline, they will think their pocket only. Okay, they will think for the how to maximize their profit. So as per the railway board, they are saying like if you are making the its privatization, so as per the some points are there. As per their point, they said like we want to make it in a modern technology, modern infrastructure as per the globalized era, as per the international standard. Then reduce the time also, because it's take time, so much time from one destination to another, so we have to reduce the time factor. Then third one is boost of job creation. If we make it a privatization, so many other hospitality, other allied sector will be incorporated with the railway services, and it will enhance the safety measures also, as the government is not facilitating so much budget for this railway. If it will be in private mode, the private will means invest so much money for the safety secure. Okay, as it's every day the train accidents happens. Okay, and it will be means make it the competition in the globalized era, that world class facility will be given by the railway body if it will controlled by the private. Then reduce the supply deficit. So supply deficit means like as per the demand, as per the demand of the public, as per the demand of the customer, the government is not unable to provide to that type of facility in the railway. Okay, railway section. So the railway board thinks if we will make it as to in the hand of the private, so the modern techniques, modern technology will be incorporated, a reduce of time, boost of job creation, then enhance of safety secure, world class travel, then reduce of supply deficit. Okay, the reduce of supply deficit, though there will be a balance of the demand and supply. So what will be the limitation? This is the pros. What is the cons? Like the limitation, like to put the control side, the dual control. If the government is not giving the proper information, who will control the railway board? Is there any 51% or 49% of the share? Who will share? Who will will be the command? Okay, over the railway board. This is no point of clarity of information by the government. So there is a conflict of the dual control. Okay, whether there is a question mark of the dual control or the single. If the government is deciding to make it private, then make it private fully, not the partially, like the government will be taking some share and the private will taking something, because private always making for the profit oriented. They will not think for the pocket of the any common people. Okay, and who will take the responsibility if certain accident will happen, and if the certain incident will happen, who will be responsible? Because as it's nowadays the total, it's under the total central government, and if it certain happens, then automatically the people will ask to the government why it's happened. Okay, but if it will control on the private, who will take the responsibility? Because in the private sector no one will be the owner, everyone have the share. Okay, so many people are incorporated, so who will be the person who will take the responsibility? Then higher fares will be automatically happens, because private sector will working for the profit oriented, they will make the maximize of the fares. Okay, which will hamper really the pocket of the common people, deprived people. Government has no control if the private will take over. Okay, then push the common people very deprived, if the means very poverty line people who are not unable to give the pay as per one destination to another, maybe 10 rupee, 20 rupee, in that case they will think for the railway sector. Okay, for the transportation, for the everyday they are usually using. Okay, as if it will control on the private fare will be increases, the common people, deprived people will face so many problems. No proper system of the maintenance and operation. Okay, who will take the responsibility of the proper system maintenance, even if there is no clarity? If it will as per the point of view, it's not very bad actually. Sometimes it has both advantage and disadvantages, and because many 13 point or 14 point lakh something employee are working now, they don't want to actually their department should be in private, because their job secure will be in a question mark. Okay, so they should not, they will not, they for that purpose they are on the strike, because railway is only for the public welfare, for the social cause, it's not the profit oriented. Okay, if all the section will be handed over to the private, then what will be the future of the nation? What will be the who will be the looking for the common people, deprived people? Okay, and some other person's views, if it will be privatized, so make it fully privatized, not the partial like 40% I will take it and rest 60% it will take. And some other person they said like if the government want to make it modernize, make it government take over the 51% of the share, so that's why they have the control. Okay, over the decision power, and 49% they can the private can take the shares. Okay, and some are telling if you are want to decide, the government is deciding to make it fully privatized, so make it fully privatized. Okay, as per the UK and Japan system, the privatized railway completely but not partially. Okay, because and the railway board already make the memorandum of undertaking more. Okay, as per their railway board memorandum of undertaking, 150 trains in 109 routes will maintained by the private sector. Again, I will listen. The railway, as per the railway recruitment railway board has make a signed or more memorandum of undertaking. As per their report, 151 trains in 109 routes will be maintained by the private sector. Okay. And if it will happen, if the private will take over the railway board, then who will look the train operation, its safety secure measures, and deal with the everyday problems. Okay, if the government will not take over if the government will hand over all the department. Okay, but it should be not. Actually, the government should take over some the section who are really concerned for the public welfare or the social cause. Okay. The coaches in India are not of the international standard, and we are thinking to make it privatized, but it's not to cope up with the international standard. Even if the track is not in the good condition, even if every day the so many train accidents happens, the train track also not supported to the trains. Okay, and they are saying like the will make the handover to the private, and private will make the train speed up 160 km/h. But do you know actually the track, whichever existing track is there, okay, this track will support up to 110 km/h. Maximize you can make it 120 to 130. So if you hand over the train, how the train will the track will accommodate 160 km/h? It will there will be the question mark on the track system. Okay, the track is not in good condition. Even if the crossover there in the junction section, like the different railway junction there, where the crossover is there, it's not in a parallel, it's not very separated very clearly. Okay, so in the junction section, how the 160 km/h the train will running. Okay, the track is not in a good condition. Even if there is no safety measures will be, are not taking. Okay. But the private is thinking to make it a speed of 160 km, at least fix up the responsibility. This is the major concern. Who will take the responsibility if certain accident will happen, if certain incident will happen, because the government will not in the be here. The government will throw it like we are not responsible because it's in under the hand of the private. Okay. So another is the track strengthening. If you are not strengthening your track's capability or the capacity, how you are making the train of 160 km will be running. Okay, and you are telling sometimes the bullet train concept from the Japan, it will more adaptability. The concept is adopted in India system, but first you have to look your safety secure. First the track strengthening, you have to maximize the train the capacity strengthening. The peoples are actually, we are living in the 137 crores of the people. Okay, in the nation where the second largest population, and this is the major concern of the safety secure. Even if in the different coaches, the people who are also coming, actually it's not to make it good condition. Okay, to make it accommodate. Okay, the track strengthening is lagging. There is a lagging of the track strengthening, elimination of the curves level crossing. So you have to look the elimination of curves, like a different cross junction are there, so you have to make it the separation of the lines of the track. Okay, the crossover of the junction you have seen. Then passenger fares. So passenger in the passenger DM, like you see like the everyday, like the common people, poor people, they are not affordable. They, even if they are not unable to give the train ticket also, even if this is the crime, but sometimes the people have no money also. They have the they have to go to within 1 kilometer, 2 kilometer. They think like it's very cheap, it's very good for if you have travel through the train. Okay, 1 rupee, 2 rupee, who will take it? Okay, so if it is in hand of the private, they will cut and they will go to prison. Okay, then who will responsible for the passenger? Okay, passenger fare. Okay, because of profit oriented private always work. And example like the suppose I can say one example, like in a Delhi metro, like the Delhi airport. Okay, the airport is taken by the Reliance, but the thing is in the airport, Reliance see like there is no profit maximizing happens. Okay, so that's why the Reliance left. So what I am telling, like the profit, the private always making for the profit oriented, even if he is not think what the other people's condition your pocket budget. Okay, so they will really only working for the profit oriented, and that's why where there will be no profit concern, they will left. Okay, so if it will hand over to the private, and during the certain incident, if the profit will not seen by the private sector, they will left. So what will happen after that? Okay, so you have to look for that. The common people, you have to look for that. The government, whenever it will make any policies, the government should think the common people in the ground level, what will the impact that will really means to that have seen in the ground level. Okay, so that the government can decide the policy will be really implemented or not, whether its efficiency will taken by very good way to the common people or not. Okay, if the government will think for the common people, pure people. Okay, and IRCTC, Indian Railway Catering Technology Corporation, the government entity should always work for the government entrepreneur, not to facilitate the private entrepreneur. Okay, so there is a significant pros and cons, advantage, disadvantage there, but there is a question mark of the safety secure or the job security, like who are existing employee. Okay, and the second one, the like who will the take the responsibility of if any emergency will happen, if any incident will happen, because the government is one, the government leader will be one, but in the private sector so many shares, so many people, director are there, who will the taking responsibility? Everyone will not take the responsibility in the private sector. Okay, the government has, so for this point I can conclude like the government has no confidence. The government government know actually it's for the public welfare, but the government has no confidence to take over to maximize its profit. Why the government cannot able to make it maximize profit? If the government will want, definitely this will really helpful for the to make it maximize, but the government is not focusing. Government think it will be sold to the private, so that their pocket will be fulfilled. Okay, the common people suffers a lot. Okay, and this is the biggest issue, like every time the news in the report also comes, so it will one topic that might be come in your exam. Okay, so railway के जो privatization होगा, ये means do it the real step for the government to take over for the welfare of the common people. Is it the good decision? So justify this comment. Okay, what your ideas? I share your all my opinions. Okay, I don't know what's your comment, what do you think, like you can comment on my comment box. Okay, you can represent your views, you can you can represent your opinions on the comment box. And if you think the this video is real helpful, please give the one likes from your heart, and also share to the all people who are all the candidates who are preparing for the competitive exams. It's really helpful, because it's a serious concern for every social people, particularly in Indian system, where we are associated the Indian largest section of the railway board. Okay, so I hope it will be really helpful for your exam preparation. Please comment on your ideas, so that we come to know actually what you think. Okay, thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, Vande Utkal Janani.